On September 6, 2002, 39-year-old Ronald Miller was shot at a park near West 19th and Denison. Cleveland homicide detectives need your help in solving this cold case crime. Here's the tragic story.
I met Ron through a friend of mine. I was 14. We met actually at the house they shot the Christmas Story at. He was living there, and my girlfriend asked, "Don't you think he's cute?" And I said no. But eventually, you know, he was sweet. Do little things like asked to paint my nails, and I thought, wow. So he won me over. We ended up with 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. He wanted the girl. He said he wanted a daddy's girl.
Me and him had ended up inventing our own little kisses, kind of like Eskimo kisses, except for it was bubble kisses. We'd put our cheeks together. It was our own special thing, and when I tried doing it with my mom, he got mad that was our thing. I shouldn't be sharing it.
I would describe him as a Harley guy with a heart. Tattoos, just really outgoing. Everyone liked him. He was just very skilled mechanically, artist. Just, he had a lot going for him. He knew what he was doing.
We have plenty of drawings that he had made. He drew anything from farmhouses to Harley Davidsons. Motorcycles was his passion. He had a Harley Sportster, but he was never satisfied with it. He always was working on more and more. He liked to rebuild them. He loved to paint them. He was building one from scratch when he passed away.
He really strived for people to like him, you know. And he just had a great big smile. You know, didn't have the perfect teeth, but he always had a big smile.
Just his sense of humor. He was funny, always joking around. He'd sing. We had that in common. We'd sing and act silly together.
We were always doing family outings. We'd like to go out, get ice cream, go to the park. We started doing family vacations. One year we went to Canada. It was very enjoyable. But in the hotel, my brother had jumped in bed with him, and then me and the other brother had jumped on top of him. We were always playing around, joking around.
They would play jokes on him because they'd think it was funny. You know, we'd like to see him get scared because he's always acting like he was tough.
It was always just one big happy time anytime we'd be with him.
On Friday, September 6, 2002, at the location of 1821 Denison Avenue, my victim, Ronald N. Miller, was having a few drinks at the Bluegrass Inn, and after he completed his drinks, he walked across the street and was hitchhiking home. While he was hitchhiking, he was approached by 2 black males on mountain bikes. There was a conversation with the victim at this time. We believe the males to have been armed because the victim followed them into the park. They rode their bicycles, he walked on foot. A short time after he arrived in the park, a couple of shots were heard, and the 2 males were seen fleeing through the park. Our victim staggered out into Denison Avenue where he collapsed. From there, EMS was called. He was taken to Metro Hospital where he later died of his wounds.
We went to Metro, and they told us to sit there and wait, that he was in surgery. So we sat out in the waiting area probably about an hour and a half before somebody came out. And
they ended up bringing in his belongings in a plastic bag. And at that point, I kind of knew it wasn't good. And it wasn't too long after that a nurse finally came to talk to us.
She told me they lost him. I couldn't grasp the concept of, what do you mean you lost him? You don't understand it. You know, you're like in shock.
You don't know how to act. You don't know how to react to something like that. One day he's there, next day he's gone. There's no closure, there's no nothing. There's just someone saying he died.
The description of the suspects were 2 black males on mountain bikes, believed to be juveniles. They both had on ball caps. They were between 16, 17 years of age. The weapon was believed to be a small caliber weapon, a .25 automatic. 1 shell casing was found at the scene.
The bullet went in and hit his small intestines, the large intestines, and then the aorta. They were almost done with surgery, but he had cardiac arrest again and they couldn't revive him.
After everything happened, we went down to the scene. All I can really remember and all I can really think of is seeing the blood spattered all the way down the sidewalk. It's just something you won't forget. Like, it's hard to even imagine what happened to your dad, you know?
Being a female, your dad's supposed to be the one that walks you down the aisle. And I'll never have that. Yeah, I have brothers, but it's not the same. It's not your dad giving away, you know, his little girl.
You know, he wanted a grandchild so bad. He was saying it one day, we were laying there in bed, and he said, I can't wait to be a pap-pap. I didn't know where he came up with the word pap-pap. And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, I want to be a pap-pap. I'll take them to get their hair cut. And I said, don't be wishing that on me, you know. I'm not ready, you know, we're young.
When I gave birth to my son a couple months ago, I really wanted him around for it. I wanted him to be there to see not only my son, but he has another grandson, you know, to see both of his grandsons grow up.
The thing that kills me deep inside, like what could have been, you know? My future could have been changed. My whole family could have been changed. We could have been in a whole different life right now.
I know there are people out there that know what happened. There's people that's come to me and pretty much told me they knew, but they can't talk, or they're scared for their family, or they're scared of repercussions.
Just have a little bit of empathy. Think of how you would feel if that was your dad, your husband, your family member. Put yourself where we are. We don't have any justice, any closure. You have all these questions. What was his last words? Why? The main question, why? Why did you do it? It's what I want, closure.
Well, since this time, we've interviewed many people. We've gotten a lot of leads, but they go back to square one. We need somebody out there that knows something about this homicide that can call us and give us information so we can get these guys in custody.
But hopefully someone in their heart realizes this guy didn't deserve it. This guy wasn't supposed to die. He had kids, he had a future, he had a life that he could have really did something with.